reading the 30th Sipara and the Surah Naba. And Alhamdulillah, we have completed 21 ayah by reciting and pointing out the mistakes which a lot of people do. So, again, in this class, we will try to read without mistakes, and we have to know the basic rules to reading the Quran E Pak. So, again, we will try Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We will start from ayah number 22. Uh, لِلطَّاغِينَ مَآبًا. In this ayah, you can see ta have vertical zabar, and vertical zabar is always read with it, it will be stretched equal to one alif, and here is a ya madda, and this one have alif madda. So we have to stretch ta, we have to stretch hamza, we have to stretch alif ba. لِلطَّاغِينَ مَآبًا لَابِثِينَ فِيهَا أَحْقَابًا. We will try to read that, and we have to understand that ya madda is here, again the ya madda is here, alif madda is here, and as you know, alif have shad mad also, and again the alif madda is here. So if we will do stop here, so again the alif madda is here. So we will stretch, and we have to read la bisina, not la bisina, la bisina fiha, not fiha, fiha ahqaba, labithina fiha ahqaba, la yadhuquna fiha bardan wala sharaba. In this ayah, we will see alif madda is here. The definition of alif madda, when there is a zabar before alif. This is alif, before there is zabar, we will stretch it. La yadhuquna. There are three letters of madda, and alif, waw, and ya. And in this ayah, we will see all the three letters of madda here, and we will able to know that how we have to stretch it. Alif madda is here, la. In this ayah, first of all, we will find out letters of madda only. Alif madda, la here is here, fiha, and wala is again. And if we will do waqf, sharaba, so alif madda is here. Then the definition of waw madda, when there is a pesh before waw sakina. This is waw sakin, and before, whenever waw have jazm or sukoon, it will be called waw sakin. The definition of waw madda is when there is a pesh before waw sakina, it will become waw madda. And as you can see, this is waw sakin, before waw sakin, zal have pesh. So we will stretch zal, la yazu, and again the waw madda is here, and the next word ku, la yazukuna. So we will stretch it, la yazukuna. Most of the people and some of one read like that, la yazukuna. So they don't know why we have to stretch it. We should know the reason for stretching any word. La yazukuna fiha. The third letters of madda is ya. The definition of ya madda is here. When there is a zair before ya sakina, we will stretch it. Fiha, fiha. And as you know, fi, ni, ki, mi, as previous word, la, bi, fi, fiha. so we have to stretch it. So this is the basic rule. There are three letters of madda, and this is ayah where we see all the three letters of madda is here. La yadhuquna fiha bardan wala sharaba, bardan wala sharaba. Illa, we have to stretch it because alif madda is here. As I told that the definition of alif madda, when there is a zabar before alif, it will become alif madda. Illa hamimaw wa ghassaqa, not hamimaw. We have to stretch it because ya madda is here. The definition of ya madda, when there is a zair before ya sakina. This is ya sakin. Before ya sakin, there is a zair. We have to stretch it. Hamimau, hamimau wa ghassaqa. We have to stretch a scene because after scene you can see alif is there. The definition of alif madda. This is alif madda is here. As the alif madda is here in illa, the definition of alif madda, when there is a zabar before alif, it will become alif madda. We have to stretch it. Like illa hamiman wa ghassaqa jaza'an wifaqa. Again, as we see, the alif madda again is here as in the previous ayah. We have read and alif have mad also. We have to stretch it equal to 3 or 4 alif, and we have to do gunna in the next one. And again, the alif madda is here. A lot of people don't have knowledge, don't try to get knowledge that why we stretch the words, why we need to stretch the words, why should not we stretch the words. There should be reason for stretching any word. If there is no reason, we will not stretch any word. So we have to try again. Jaza'an wifaqa. This one. Jaza'an wifaqa. Alif madda is here, then again the alif madda is here. And the next one is innahum. We have to do gunna here. The meaning of gunna, we have to take the sound in our nose. Uh, Alqama 6928, thanks for commenting and thank the people who are with me. If you wanna join a free class to test your reading, you can WhatsApp me at my WhatsApp number. You can see the number and email address in my description. Innahum, noon mushaddad, always read with guna. This is the rule. Whenever we have W sign shad, we have always do guna. The meaning of guna, we have to take the sound in our nose. We have to take some time here. Innahum, as most of we listen every day in azan, we listen ashhadu anna muhammadan. So this is the basic rule why we do gunna here. Innahum kanu, innahum kanu la yarjuna, innahum kanu la yarjuna hisaba. And in this ayah, if we will see the alif madda is here, kanu, waw madda is here. Again, the alif madda is here, waw madda is here, and the alif madda is here. As I told, alif madda is when when there is a zabar before alif, it will stretch. As you can see, this is alif before alif, this is zabar, this is alif before zabar, and again this is alif and before alif this is zabar. So all these words will be stretched. And the definition of waw madda, when there is a pesh before a waw sakina, not only waw, waw should be sakin. So when there is a pesh before waw sakina, it will be stretched. La yarjuna, not la yarjuna, la yarjuna hisaba. So all the alif madda and waw madda is here. We have to read it again. Innahum kanu la yarjuna hisaba wa kadzabu bi ayatina kizzaba, not bi ayati and not kizzaba, like that. Wa kadzabu, we have to stretch it because waw madda is here. As I told in the previous ayah also, that when there is a zab paste before waw sakina, we have to stretch it. Wakadzabu bi ayatina. If you wanna read, you can read with me. You will recognize your mistakes also. Wakadzabu bi ayatina kizaba, because vertical zabar and ya have vertical zabar also. We have to stretch it. Bi ayatina. And alif madda is here. The definition of alif madda: when there is a zabar before alif, it will become alif madda. Bi ayatina kizza. Same like that. This is alif before alif. This is zabar. So we have to stretch it. وَكَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا كِذَّابًا وَكُلَّ. The next ayah. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ كِتَابًا وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ. So, if I ask that which one is tanween, so two zabar, two zaid, and two pesh is called tanween. So after tanween, if we find the hamza, we have to stretch it. After tanween, if we find the hamza, the four rules for noon sakina and tanween, the one of them is izhar. The definition of izhar, that after noon sakin or tanween, if we find the hamza, we will not do gunnah here. We will not read like shay'in. We have to read only shay'in. Ahsaynahu kitaba. Again we will try. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ. We will not take time here. أَحْصَيْنَا. We will not do that. This is ya leen, not ya madda. There is a difference between ya leen and ya madda. In ya madda we will stretch ya, and in ya leen we will not stretch. If there should be zair before ya sakina, in as the previous letters, as we will go back, hamimau, hamimau, we are stretching it. So same like that. Ahsaynahu kitaba fadhuqu falan nazidakum illa azaba. In this ayah, as you can see here, waw madda is here. Fadhuqu. Again, noon have W sign. Noon mushaddad is here. We have to do gunna. Again, the next one is ya madda. And after illa, as you can see, this is alif, and before alif, this is zabar is here. We have to stretch alif. And again, this is alif madda. Fadhuqu. Waw madda is here. The definition of waw madda: when there is a page before waw sakina, we have to do we have to stretch it. Same like that. Fadhuqu. Both have waw madda. In both, waw will be stretched. Fadhuqu falan nazidakum. And in this, ya madda is here. Before ya sakina, if there is zair, we have to stretch ya. Falan nazidakum, not nazidakum. Falan nazidakum illa azaba. Illa and aza. And in this, we have to see that alif madda is here. Illa azaba. Next one is inna lil muttaqina mafaza. Inna in this, as you can see, noon have W sign, shad, noon is mushaddad is here, we have to do gunna. Noon and meme mushaddad always read with gunna. Inna lil muttaqina mafaza. This is ayah number 31 is completed here, and in this lesson again we will go back. We have to find out and see the most important words. للطاغين لابثين فيها أحقابا يذوقون فيها again حميما غساقا جزاء وفاقا إنهم كانوا لا يرجون حسابا وكذبوا ومدى كذابا بآياتنا ألف مدى وكذبوا بآياتنا كذابا وكل شيء أحصيناه not شيء وكل شيء أحصيناه كتابا فذوقوا not فذوقوا فذوقوا فلن نزيدكم إلا عذابا. Alif madda is here, Alif madda is here, and in previous Ya madda is here. In non mushaddad always read with gunna. We have to do gunna here. We have to take the sound in our nose in like that. Muttaqina lil muttaqina. Ya madda is here. The definition of ya madda, when there is a zir before ya sakina, we have to stretch it. Lil muttaqina mafaza. Again the alif madda is here. The definition of alif madda, if I ask you that, you have to say to me that when there is a zabar before alif, we have to stretch it, it will become alif madda. Mafaza hadaiqa wa a'naba. In this ayah, if I ask how many letters of madda, you can tell me in comment section that there is only two letters of madda relates to alif madda only. Hadaiqa wa a'naba. Alif madda and again the alif madda. The definition of alif madda, when there is a zabar before alif, it will become alif madda. Hadaiqa wa a'naba. This alif have mad also. We have to stretch extra equal to 3 or 4 alif. Hadaiqa wa a'naba wa kawa'iba atraba. Again in this is alif madda is here, and after that you can see alif is here. So in this ayah again alif madda is here. We will stretch alif, not wakawa'iba and not atraba like that. We have to be careful by reading this ayah. Wakawa'iba atraba waka san. You can see this alif have jazm, and it's sakin, so kaf will attach with this alif, and this will not called alif. When alif have zair, zabar or pesh, it will become hamza, it will called hamza. When alif is empty, no zabar, no zair, no pesh, it will only be it will called alif. Otherwise it will hamza. Waka san, kaf is going to attach with hamza. Waka san dihaqa. Again in this alif is here, before alif there is a zabar, we have to stretch it dihaqa, as I do gunna here. Ka san dihaqa. So if I ask you that, do you know tanween? Two zabar, two zir and two pesh is called tanween. So after tanween, if we find that dal, this is from letters of ikhfa, we have to do gunna. We have to take the sound in our nose. وكأسا دهاقا وكأسا دهاقا. In the next ayah, we will try to find out. We have to read that لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا كذابا. There should be difference between zal and za. Zal always read with softness and without stress. Za is always read with stress. So we will go back and we will find out the letters of madda. La yasma'una. In la, alif madda is here. The definition of alif madda, when there is a zabar before alif, it will become alif madda. We have to stretch it. La yasma'una. There are three letters of madda, alif, waw, and ya. And the waw madda is here. Before waw sakina, there is a pesh. We have to stretch it. La yasma'una fiha. Ya madda is here. We have to stretch this ya because the definition of ya madda before ya sakina, if there is a zay, we have to stretch it. Fiha. Again, the alif madda is here. As I told here, fiha lagwan wala. Alif madda is here. We have to stretch it. Lagwan wala kizaba. Ayat number 35 is completed here. The last two classes, you can see the link is in description. You can see the last two classes, Surah An-Naba 30th Sipara. And today we have to complete it 35 ayah. Inshallah, we will see the next basic mistakes. We will try to read the next time, inshallah. See you next time. Allah Hafiz.